Hey folks, welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are filming here at the fantastic Capitol Brewery, and we are enjoying ourselves inside today, aren't we, Justin?
We are. We're in the beer stube.
We are in the beer stube. And joining us in the beer stube, we have Miss Danielle Jeffco, who joins us from Isthmus Accupuncture. And we're so pleased to have you. Isthmus Accupuncture, if you don't know, does a lot more than acupuncture. Yeah. And now you are a licensed bodywork therapist. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Awesome. And so acupuncture is not the only thing that you offer over there. It's a full wellness center. And today you're going to talk a little bit about cupping. So welcome. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So cupping is something, now I've had acupuncture over at your place. I have not had cupping and I don't really know much about it. So give us a little background about just what it is first.
Sure. So this is what some of the cups look like. I have a couple different sizes here. Okay. They're just glass cups, and it's a really wonderful ancient Chinese healing tool that we use. And it's heated from the inside with fire, and it creates a heat vacuum. And that heat vacuum is then quickly placed on the skin in different parts of the body.
Oh, okay.
And so then what happens is it pulls the skin up into the glass cup.
Interesting.
And it sounds crazy, it sounds wild, maybe uncomfortable, but when done correctly, it really helps to alleviate a lot of pain. Coming from like stagnant blood or qi, as the TCM would say, and blood fluid or body fluid.
Interesting. So it probably kind of gets the blood moving and kind of helps clean things out. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
I'm making it up as I go, but thanks for agreeing.
That's a good connection.
Yeah,
it's a good connection.
So are these? I'm just curious. Are these cups designed for? I mean, is that their purpose?
Yes.
Okay, so you can't just take any cup out of the cabinet.
Right. I mean, we could grab some from back here if we wanted.
Right.
Okay.
So the idea is they're rounded so that you can glide them along the body. So there's different ways to use the cups and stuff like that. So they're rounded and they're designed to hold the vacuum and help to pull the skin up.
How cool is that?
So I mean, how does it actually? I mean, do you know how it actually works? I mean, obviously it pulls the skin up, but how does that cleanse the bloodstream and things that you were talking about? How does that do that?
So what happens is by creating that negative pressure and creating the suction, when it pulls the skin up into the cup, it is like a flood of fluid. So it starts to turn red, and you might see afterwards like little hickey marks. Like if you've ever gotten your face stuck in a glass bottle before, you have the little red around your lips.
No, we have no idea what you're talking about.
So what happens is it pulls that up, and all the blood comes up to the surface. If you put it on an area where the muscles are stuck, what that's going to do is bring blood fluid and like circulation to that area. It's also going to break up fascia and help to loosen things up. And if there is stuck fluid like edema, or if there is just like fluid that's not moving properly, that suction is going to actually act like a pump and pull it up, and then when you remove the cup, then it helps to flush things out.
So you're supposed to use these on the problem areas, or are they just used all over the body? Or?
There are different ways to do that. So you can, the most common area is to put it on the back. Because it's such a wide space to work with.
Right.
There's also lots of acupressure points.
Got it.
So there's stationary cupping, where you take the cup and you stick it on an acupressure point and you let it sit for a little bit. And then that helps to activate the acupressure point. There might also be some trigger points there as well. So you can use it on feet for plantar fasciitis. You can use it on the neck for torticollis. There's a lot of different places that you can use it on.
Wow, and I'm sure people out there who have these couple of things that you're mentioning, and there's lots more, I imagine, that go unmentioned, but it's nice to have an alternative, I don't know, method, rather than, we're so accustomed in our society to treating the actual symptoms instead of trying to find the problem. This is why I love you guys, is because you try and go to the source and help us feel better from the inside out. So, excuse me for going off on a tangent, but let's talk really quick. You mentioned that potentially people could think that cupping maybe is painful. Talk to us about what it feels like.
So it's really hard to describe the feeling of cupping. It's such a unique experience. It's like, you just gotta feel it, but there's 3 different ways in which the cups can be used. One of the first ways I talked about is stationary cupping. So that's where the cup is then just placed on the skin on a certain acupressure point, and it just sits there for maybe 5-10 minutes. And some people sometimes forget that it's there.
Gotcha, okay.
It's like a pressure, it's just pulling up and then it's not moving, it's just staying there. And then I go through the rest of the body and I do work on the legs, or I put different cups on and I do different things. Then there's also the gliding or walking cupping. So oil is applied, you place the cups on the body, and then you can slide it along meridians or muscle fibers. Some people say that's like a deep relieving feeling.
I
really
bet it
deep.
is relieving.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So, and you can adjust the pressure, you know, adjust the suction, and it's not as intense.
Right.
And then there's also my favorite, which is flying cupping.
Okay.
This is
sounds
where
interesting.
it's great. So you have the cotton ball that's on fire, right? And then you put the cup over top of it and you quickly place it on and off of the skin. And it makes this like popping sound.
Interesting.
And it's like the way it interacts with the nervous system and the muscles is really interesting.
Yeah.
It's like both calming and energizing at the same time.
Wow.
So it's
Well,
great.
this is
So
really,
fascinating.
really informative. Thank you, Danielle,
no
for
problem.
sharing a little bit about cupping
Yeah.
and some of the benefits. All kinds of great things, wellness related over at Isthmus Acupuncture. You can see Danielle and their fabulous team off of Wingra Drive. We've got lots more Wisconsin
Yep.
family coming up next. We're going to talk to our friends over at Pegasus Games, so stick around.